Dear students, in this lecture video, we are going to learn some basic problems in range on an inclined plane. So the very first problem is, if u and v, the oblique components of the initial velocity in the vertical direction and in the direction of the line of greatest slope, show that the range on the inclined plane is 2uv divided by g. So now we are going to prove. Before that, we just remember the concept of inclined plane and we'll see the direction, angles, everything. So I'm considering PQ is the inclined plane, P and Q, and then Y is the vertical direction and X is the horizontal direction. And I'm drawing a perpendicular line, that is N. So this is the path of the projectile, right? PQ is the range, and I'm considering the initial velocity U in the direction of uh, path of the projection, and it is T. Okay. Now I am drawing a perpendicular line which is parallel to the vertical, and I am naming this as L. I am drawing a line which is parallel to the inclined plane, and I just denoted as M. Okay. Right. We know that angle of the inclined plane is beta, and angle of the projection is L. Okay. So we know that this will frame a quadrilateral PLTM. Okay. Now I am going to see only the triangle PTL. So consider the triangle PTL. In this, TL is the perpendicular line, and PL is the line which is inclined in the plane. So we have the condition U. What is our U? Our U is the oblique component in the initial velocity in the vertical direction. So vertical direction and the initial velocity vertical direction is TL. So our TL is U, right? Then V is the oblique component in the direction of the line of the greatest slope. Greatest slope is PQ and the line of the greatest slope is PL, right? So PL is V. So consider PTL, it is a triangle. We know that by the Lami's theorem, it is PT divided by sine of PLT is equal to PL divided by sine PTL, okay, and which is equal to LT divided by sine of LPT. Now we are going to find the values of PT, PL, LT and PLT, PTL, LPT. Okay. So consider the triangle PLT. This is our alpha. We know that TPQ or else TPL, we can say this is alpha minus beta, right? We know this by, we know the direction is PT, L and Q, right? These are beta and this is our alpha. Complete is alpha, complete angle is alpha. So this will be alpha minus beta. So our angle, we know that our angle TPL, which is, or else we can say this as LPT is alpha minus beta. Okay. And we know that it is, consider the perpendicular line, it is vertical line, the plane, inclined plane, and angle of projection is alpha, it is U, right? It is T. Angle of projection is alpha, and this is your Y, and we are considering this is T, right? And some PQ is here. And see that when I considering this diagram alone, this is my alpha, so this will be 90 minus alpha. 90 minus alpha. So alternative angles are equal, so this will be 90 minus alpha, right? So my PTL is 90 degree minus alpha. Okay. Then I will find the remaining, I found TPL or LPT, and PTL I have found, and I'm going to find PLT. PLT, see that in the diagram there are three angles. We are considering only the triangle, triangle PTL. So PTL is nothing but is a diagram like this. Okay, this is my T, P, L, and P. So we know that sum of the angles in the triangle is 180 degrees. So PLT. So sum of the angles is 180 degrees. 180 degree is nothing but angle PLT plus angle PTL plus angle LPT. Okay. So what is PLT? We don't know that. So we are going to find angle PLT from this. And your PTL is 90 degree minus alpha. And your LPT is alpha minus beta. This is 180 degree. So we are going to find LPT alone. So keep this LPT, this is 180 degree. This plus alpha and minus alpha will get cancelled. When this positive 90 degree will go to the other side, it will be negative 90 degree. Okay. And this minus beta go to the other side, it will be plus beta, which is equal to angle PLT. So this will be 90 degree plus beta. This is your angle PLT. So we found our PLT, our PTL and LPT. Okay. So the next slide we are going to substitute all these things. I am considering this is equation 1. So, so I substitute here itself, then we'll move to the next slide. So in the first equation will be, what is your PT? Your PT is nothing but the initial velocity u, which I have mentioned here. So it is small u divided by, what is the angle PLT? Angle PLT is nothing but 90 degree plus beta. So it is sine of 90 degree plus beta. Okay, which is equal to, what is your PL? PL is equal to V. So capital V divided by sine of. What is PTL? PTL is 90 degree minus alpha. So it is 90 degree minus alpha, which is equal to, what is your LT? LT is capital U. Capital U divided by sine of. What is LPT? LPT is alpha minus beta. So sine of alpha minus beta. This is what we have substituted in the very first equation. So we'll move to the next slide. So we have our u by sine of 90 degree plus beta, which is equal to capital V divided by sine of 90 degree minus alpha, equal to capital U divided by sine of alpha minus beta. Okay. We know that sine of 90 plus theta or sine of 90 minus theta will leads you cos theta. So this will be u by cos beta, which is equal to capital V by cos alpha, which is equal to capital U by sine of alpha minus beta. Now I am going to find my u and capital U and capital V by using this formula. So combine the first two equations, this will be u cos beta equal to V by cos alpha. So I need to find V alone. So V is equal to u cos alpha by cos beta. The second, these two equations, if you compare, this will be u by cos beta equal to capital U by sine of alpha minus beta. We have to find capital U alone. So u is equal to small u into sine of alpha minus beta divided by cos beta. So what we have to prove? So we have to prove that the range on an inclined plane is 2 into uv divided by g. So you have to find 2 into u into v divided by g, and we have to prove that that is equal to the range on the inclined plane. Okay. So 2 into u into, sorry, capital U, uv divided by g, which is equal to 2 by g into, what is v? V is u into cos alpha by cos beta. V is u sin alpha by, sorry, sin alpha minus beta by cos beta. Okay. So this is equal to 2 by g into u into u will be u square cos alpha sin of alpha minus beta, and the denominator will be cos alpha into cos alpha square beta. Right. So sorry, cos square beta. So this is the range on an inclined plane. Okay. Range on an inclined plane. So we proved that 2 uv divided by g is range on an inclined plane. Hence the proof. Next we move to the next problem. A particle is projected at an angle alpha with a velocity u and it strikes up an inclined plane of inclination beta at the right angles to the plane. Prove that cot beta is equal to 2 into tan of alpha minus beta and cot beta is equal to tan alpha minus 2 tan beta. And third condition is if the plane is struck horizontally, show that tan alpha is equal to 2 tan beta. Solution. We learned that there are two components in the initial velocity. One is in the direction of the inclined plane, another one is the perpendicular or vertical direction, right? So for the initial velocity, it is in the direction we know no. So it is the range on the inclined plane, direction in the inclined plane is u cos alpha minus beta, and vertical direction it will be u sine alpha minus beta. For acceleration, if it is in the direction of inclined plane, it is g sine beta. If it is a perpendicular or vertical direction, it will be g cos beta. Okay, there are two conditions. First condition is if you consider the distance traveled by vertical direction, we are considering the distance is 0. So what is the distance formula? Your s is equal to ut minus half into at square, where provided you will use the initial velocity, half is the time taken, and a is the acceleration, s is the distance. We are considering that distance is 0, so it is 0. What is the initial velocity in the vertical direction? So it is vertical direction, so the initial velocity is u sine alpha minus beta. So u sine alpha minus beta. Consider that t is the time of flight, so capital T minus half into, here the acceleration is the gravitational force and it is vertical direction, so it is g cos beta, right? So g cos beta, it is a t square, so it is a t square. I'm going to find my t from this, so this will be multiplying this 2 here, so it will be g cos beta into t square equal to 2u sine of alpha minus beta into t. Both sides t will get cancelled. So we need to find t around. T is equal to 2u sine of alpha minus beta divided by g cos beta. Okay. Mark this as equation 1. Second, we are going to consider the velocity parallel to the inclined plane is 0. So the velocity parallel to the inclined plane is 0. So we know that formula V is equal to U plus AT, right? So it is on the parallel to the inclined plane means you can consider in the direction of the inclined plane. So we are considering that the velocity is 0. So V equal to 0. So inclined plane, what will be the initial velocity? That is U cos alpha minus beta. So it is U cos alpha minus beta. And inclined plane, the direction, the acceleration will be G sine beta. So it is minus g sine beta because it is opposite to the gravitational force, and t we are considering this capital T. When this minus g sine beta t go to another side, that will be positive. G sine beta t is equal to u cos alpha minus beta. So your t is equal to u cos alpha minus beta divided by g sine beta. Okay. Mark this as equation 2. We have both of them are time of flight. So now we are going to equate these two equations. So this will be 2u sine of alpha minus beta divided by g into cos beta equal to u into cos of alpha minus beta divided by g sine beta. This g and g will get cancelled, u and u will get cancelled. We are going to prove the first part, that is the very first part is cot beta is equal to 2 tan alpha minus beta, right? So we have to find cot beta. then we have to prove that is 2 into tan of alpha minus beta and tan alpha minus 2 tan beta. So we have to find cot beta. So cot beta is nothing but cos beta divided by sin beta, right? Cot beta is 1 by tan beta. So tan, we know that it is sin by cos, so reverse process cos beta by sin beta. So cross multiply this cos beta here. So this will be 2 sin alpha minus beta divided by this cos alpha minus beta will come to the denominator. So cos of alpha minus beta, this will be cos beta by sin beta. So 2 into sin alpha minus beta divided by cos alpha minus beta will be tan alpha minus beta, which is equal to cot beta. This is what we have to prove, right? First proof. We proved the first one, that is cot beta is equal to 2 tan alpha minus beta. That's what we have proved, right? Second, what is the second part? We have to prove the same cot beta into some tan alpha minus 2 tan beta. That is what we have to prove. So this will be cot beta, right, as it is cot beta 2 into, what is tan of a minus b? This will be tan a minus tan b divided by 1 plus tan a tan b. We know this formula, no? It is trigonometrical identity. So when you multiply this with 2 and you cross multiply with this, you'll get, here it will be cot beta into 1 plus tan alpha tan beta, which is equal to 2 tan alpha minus 2 tan beta. Okay, so this will be cot beta plus tan alpha tan beta cot beta is equal to 2 tan alpha minus 2 tan beta. See this, when the tan beta and cot beta are inverse, so this will get cancelled. So only one tan alpha is here. So it is cot beta plus tan alpha equal to 2 tan alpha minus 2 tan beta. When this positive tan alpha go to the other side, it will be negative. So cot beta is equal to 2 tan alpha minus tan alpha minus 2 tan beta. So it is 2 tan alpha minus tan alpha. This will be tan alpha minus 2 tan beta equal to cot beta. So we proved the second equation also. So cot beta is equal to tan alpha minus 2 tan beta. Okay, tan alpha minus 2 tan beta. Next we are going to prove the third division, that is, if the plane is stuck horizontally, show that tan alpha is equal to 2 tan beta. That is what we are going to prove. So if the plane stuck horizontally, the vertical velocity is 0. So what is the vertical velocity? So we know that velocity formula V is equal to U plus AT. We consider that velocity is 0, so 0, which is equal to, here we know, we consider it is horizontally stuck. So it means that there is no alpha minus beta, only alpha is there. So this will be U sine alpha. The direction is opposite, so minus GT. There is no angle because it is stuck horizontally. So there is no beta. U sine alpha minus GT. We can find T from this. When this minus GT go to the other side, it will be GT U sine alpha. T is equal to U sine alpha by G. We can equate this, consider this as equation 3. So compare this equation 1 and 3. We know that our 1 is time of flight, which is 2U sine alpha minus beta by G cos beta. So this will be 2U sine alpha minus beta divided by G cos beta, which is equal to U sine alpha by G. these two g will get cancelled and u will get cancelled. We have to find prove that in terms of tan, right? So this will be 2 into sine of a minus b. We know the formula for sine of a minus b, right? Sine of a minus b equal to sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. So we are going to substitute that in formula. So this will be sine a cos b minus cos a sine b, and the denominator cos beta will multiply with the numerator sine alpha. It will be sine alpha cos beta. So multiply these two terms with 2. So it will be 2 sine alpha, 2 sine alpha cos beta minus 2 cos alpha sine beta. When this sine alpha cos beta come to this side, it will be negative. So minus sine alpha cos beta equal to 0. So consider these two. It is 2 sine alpha cos beta and here it is sine alpha cos beta. When you subtract this, it will be sine alpha cos beta. Okay. It is minus 2 cos alpha sine beta. When it go to the other side, it will be 2 cos alpha sine beta. We are combining the terms together. So it will be, we convert everything in terms of tan. So it will be sine alpha by cos alpha equal to 2 into sine beta by cos beta. This will be tan alpha equal to 2 into tan beta. So we proved the third one also, right? That's it. We'll move to the next problem. So the next problem is, show that for a given velocity of projection, the maximum range down on an inclined plane of inclination alpha bears to the maximum range up the inclined plane the ratio 1 plus sine alpha divided by 1 minus sine alpha. It means that we are considering the maximum range down on an inclined plane and maximum range upon the inclined plane, and if we find the ratio of that, we will get 1 plus sine alpha divided by 1 minus sine alpha. Now we are going to prove this. So it is proof. So in this problem, I am going to consider the initial velocity in two directions. One in the direction of the inclination. So it is u cos theta. Another one is perpendicular to this, right? And this will be u sin theta. So it is the inclination. If you consider this is the inclination and it is in the direction of inclination, so the initial velocity is u cos theta for the direction of inclination, and perpendicular to it is u sin theta. If it is not clear, you can consider this, it is u sin theta, right? Then next we are going to consider about the acceleration. So when it is in the direction of the opposite to the direction of the inclination, it will be g sin alpha, and if it is perpendicular, then it will be g cos alpha. So this is for initial velocity, right? And this is the acceleration. And we'll consider the distance traveled perpendicular to the inclined plane. So this will be first distance traveled perpendicular to the inclined plane is 0. So this is our first condition. So we are considering that the distance traveled perpendicular to the inclined plane. So perpendicular means your initial velocity u is perpendicular is u sin theta, and your g acceleration perpendicular is g cos alpha, right? And the distance formula, you know that S is equal to ut plus half into gt square. So u is u sine theta and the distance is 0. So it is 0 equal to u sine theta into, we consider the capital T, and gravitational force in opposite direction, so it is minus half into g cos alpha t square. Now we are going to find t from this. So when this negative half g cos alpha t square go to the other side, it will be positive. So it will be half into g cos alpha t square is equal to u sine theta into t. Now we are going to find t alone. So this t square and t will get cancelled. Only one t is in the left hand side. So t is equal to u sine theta divided by g cos alpha, and the denominator 2 will be in the numerator in multiplication. This is your 2, so t. So time of flight, that means to obtain the maximum, to cross the maximum range, the time is 2u sine theta divided by g cos alpha. First we'll find maximum range up the inclined plane. So it is maximum range up the inclined plane. Okay. So again the distance or range. So the distance formula S is equal to ut plus half gt square. Okay. So it is in the inclined plane. So we are considering about the inclined plane. So our u is equal to u cos theta because in the direction of the inclined plane. Okay. And your gravitational force G is g sine alpha, and it is in the opposite direction. So it is minus sine alpha when you substituting here. So this will be S is equal to, that means range is equal to u cos theta into capital T minus half into g. G is nothing but it is g sine alpha, right? Okay, it is g sine alpha. So it is g sine alpha into t square. Okay, now we are going to substitute t in this equation. So mark this as equation is 1. So it is 1, it is 2. Substitute 1 in 2. So this will be u cos theta into t minus half into g into sine alpha into t square, provided our t is 2u sine theta divided by g cos alpha. Right? Now we are going to substitute all these things in this formula. So it will be u cos theta, t is 2u sine theta divided by g cos alpha minus half into g sine alpha, and t square will be 4u square sine square theta divided by g square cos square alpha. Right? So this g and g square will get cancelled, there will be a g, and 2 and 4 will get cancelled, there will be a 2, right? So look at the terms, we are going to take the common terms outside. The numerator, there is a 2 common, you can take outside, and this u will be u square, so u square is common, I can take that outside, and one sine theta is there in the numerator, so I am taking that outside, so sine theta. Remaining, there will be a cos theta in the first term. Look at the denominator, g cos alpha is common in both the terms, so I am taking that also outside. So g cos alpha, so cos theta minus, there is a sine alpha here, so it is sine alpha, and I have taken only one sine theta outside, so there is another sine theta, so it is sine theta divided by, I have taken g cos alpha outside, so g will not be there, and cos alpha will not be there, but it is cos square alpha, so one cos alpha is inside, right? Now I am taking LCM, so this will be 2u square sine theta divided by g cos alpha into cos theta cos alpha minus sine theta sine alpha divided by cos alpha, because I am taking cos alpha outside, right? Taking LCM. So this will be 2u square sine theta divided by g cos alpha. So Do you remember the formula? Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, right? So it will leads you the formula like cos of A plus B. So it is cos of A plus B. Okay. So next is I'm going to combine these two equations together, that is u square will be there and g cos alpha will be there, and 2 cos of theta plus alpha into sin theta. We know the formula, it is 2 cos A sin B can be written as sin of A plus B minus sin of A minus B, right? So here you have, it is 2 of cos of theta plus alpha sin of theta down. So it will be sin of theta plus alpha plus theta, right? And minus sin of theta plus alpha minus theta. See, it will be sin of 2 theta plus alpha minus sin of alpha. So I can write it directly. It will be u square by g cos alpha into sin of 2 theta plus alpha minus sin alpha. We can say this as a range, but when will be it maximum? We know that it is only maximum when sin of 2 theta plus alpha is maximum. We know that sin of 2 theta plus alpha is maximum when it is at time it is 90 degree. So 2 theta plus alpha is 90 degree. So sin 90 is 1. We know that is u square by g cos alpha into 1 minus sin alpha, right? These are equation 1. So maximum range up the inclined plane is u square by g cos alpha into 1 minus sin alpha. Mark this as equation 3, right? Now we are going to find the equation, that means range for the range down the inclined plane. So only one thing will be going to change, that is the gravitational force will be positive. That is the only thing will change. So next, maximum range down the inclined plane. So as I said earlier, our same formula, RS is equal to ut plus half gt square, right? Provided your u is equal to u cos theta and your g is equal to g sin alpha, okay? And the direction is positive, so it will be s is equal to u cos theta into t plus half into g sin alpha into t square. Substitute your t which we found is 2u sin theta divided by g cos alpha, right? So I'm going to substitute this here. So it will be u cos theta into what is t? It is 2u sin theta divided by g cos alpha plus half into g sin alpha into 2 square will be 4, u will be u square and sin theta will be sin square theta divided by g square cos square alpha. So the common term we can take outside. So this 2 and 4 will get cancelled, remaining only 2, and g square will get cancelled. There will be a g in the denominator and u and u square, right? So 2 is common, you can take that outside. There is a u square common in both the terms, so u square you can take outside, and sin theta is common, that also you can take outside. And in the denominator g cos alpha is common, so it is g cos alpha, and the term which we left is cos theta in the first term, and in the second one it is sin alpha and sin theta divided by cos alpha. Now I am going to take this cos alpha as LCM, so this will be 2u square sin theta divided by g cos alpha So it will be cos square alpha. It is cos alpha cos theta plus sin alpha sin theta, right? So cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So this will gives you cos of A minus B. So we'll get 2u square sin theta divided by g cos square alpha into cos of, either you can write theta minus alpha or alpha minus theta. So it is theta minus alpha because it theta is the larger value we are considering. It is theta minus alpha. Okay. Next is we are combining the numerator terms together and keep the constant term as it is. So it is u square divided by g cos square alpha and 2 cos of theta minus alpha into sin theta. Okay. Now we are going to combine this. This will be u square divided by g cos square alpha. So we know that 2 cos A sin B equal to, cos A sin B is equal to sin of A plus B minus sin of A minus B. So this will be sin of 2 cos theta minus alpha into sin theta, sin of theta minus alpha plus theta minus sin of theta minus alpha minus theta. Okay. So this will be sin of 2 theta minus alpha and minus sin of minus alpha plus theta and minus theta will get cancelled. Sin of minus theta will be minus sin theta. So it is 2 theta minus alpha plus sin alpha. Because sin of minus theta is minus theta, so you can write there will be another minus. So negative into negative will be positive. So it is plus sin alpha. We'll get sin of 2 theta minus alpha plus sin alpha. Now this is the range we are finding. Now we are going to maximize this. This will be maximum only if this term is maximum, and in particular if it is maximum only sin of 2 theta minus alpha is maximum. Sin of 2 theta minus alpha is maximum only when 2 theta minus alpha is maximum, that is 90 degree. So sin 90 degree is 1, will get a u square by g into cos square alpha into 1 plus sin alpha. So our maximum range down the inclined plane is u square divided by g cos square alpha into 1 plus sin alpha, right? This is the workout part. So till this you get, this is equation 4. Next, now our formula is, we are going to prove that maximum range down and maximum range up, the ratio must be equal to 1 plus sin alpha divided by 1 minus sin alpha. So maximum range down the plane, that means inclined plane, divided by maximum range up the inclined plane. So we can write the down inclined plane which we found in the fourth equation, that is we are going to find fourth equation divided by the third equation, or else fourth equation into reciprocal of the third equation. So fourth equation is u square by g cos square alpha, this u square by g cos square alpha and 1 plus sin alpha, right? It is 1 plus sin alpha, and we are multiplying with the reciprocal of the third equation, right? So reciprocal in the sense the denominator will be in the numerator and numerator will be in the denominator. So it will be g cos square alpha divided by u square, and there will be a 1 minus sin alpha that will be in the denominator. So it is 1 minus sin alpha. So these two terms will get cancelled. We'll get 1 plus sin alpha divided by 1 minus sin alpha. So finally we proved that the ratio is 1 plus sin alpha and 1 minus sin alpha. Thank you, students.